Hello, everybody. Scooty007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 5-15 San Francisco Giants taking on the 10-9 Arizona Diamondbacks. This is game 2 of a 2-game series between the Giants and the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks took the first game. Giants looking to split the series. Will they be able to do it? We'll find out. Here's the starting lineup for the Giants. Leading off, the left fielder, Fred Lewis. Batting second, the second baseman, Ryan Durham. Batting third, the right fielder, Randy Wynn. Batting fourth, the catcher in the cleanup position, Benji Molana. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Aaron Rowland. Batting sixth, the first baseman, John Brokaw. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Jose Castillo. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Brian Bocock. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Barry Zito. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, it is Brandon Webb. He'll come into the game with a 2.54 ERA, 2 wins, no losses. He's pitched 28 and 1/3 of an inning, allowed 21 hits, 24 strikeouts, and 4 walks. We're here at Chase Field, which gives a +2 to strikeouts and a -1 to walks. And with that, Fred Lewis steps up into the batter's box. He, as the home plate umpire, dusts it off. He's batting a 196. And here's the first pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a wild pitch. It's a foul ball. We're going to re-roll, nobody on base. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. Now, Fred Lewis is a left-handed batter, so on the pitcher card, we look to the left-handed side of that slash. 2-1, column 2, row 1, and that's going to be a triple out there. I misread that. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a double to Young out there into center field. So with that, Lewis will smack a double. And that's going to bring up Ryan Durham. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Giants. We've got Barnes out there in left field. Young will be in center. Upton at right field. Going around the horn, Reynolds is on third. Drew playing short. Ogias at second. Jackson on first. Schneider behind the plate. And Webb is on the mound. Ryan Durham batting a 293. Strategy roll is a 5. Giants hold off. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout. Durham is a switch hitter. On a 1-12, that's going to be a 9. Struck him out. So 1 away. Strategy roll is a 1. That's going to be a steal attempt. They are going to send him. And that is a 10. Stolen base rating is a 14. It's a -1 from Brandon Webb. And he'll steal third. So Randy Wynn is up. He's batting a 4-11. Strategy roll. Infield playing in. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be a pop-up to Drew. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1-2 away. Benji is up. He's batting at 162. Strategy roll 17. 3-2, column 3, row 2. Strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, we add 2 to that range plus 10. So we add 12. That's a 16. That is a 3. Struck him out looking. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. If the Giants leave 1 stranded We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off, the center fielder, Chris B. Young. Batting second, the left fielder, Eric Barnes. Batting third, the second baseman, Agi Ojia. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Connor Jackson. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Mark Reynolds. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Justin Upton. Batting seventh, the catcher, Chris Snyder. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Stephen Drew. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Brandon Webb. On the mound for the Giants, it is Barry Zito. Zito will come into the game with a 2.89 ERA. He's got no wins and one loss. He's pitched 28 innings, allowed 19 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Chris B. Young batting a 208. And the pitch, 5-3. Column 5, row 3, that is a blank. Now we consider that a blank because Zito has not faced his allotted number of batters yet. 5-3, column 5, row 3. That's going to be a double out there into right field. So it's a Chris Young will lead this game off with a double. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the San Francisco Giants. Lewis is out there in left field. Roland will be in center. Wynn at right, going around the horn. Castillo is on third. Bocock at short. Durham on second. Brokaw is at first. And Milan is behind the plate with Zito on the mound. Eric Barnes batting a 233. Strategy roll 15, and here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4, strikeout on a 1-10. That is a 2. Struck him out. And that is one away, and that brings up Agi Ojia batting a 294. Strategy rolls a 10. Nothing to do there. Diamondbacks hold off. 2-1, column 2, row 1, range play at the ballpark. So anytime the at symbol comes up in your result on the pitcher card, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. So with that, we go to Chase Field. But whose range are we checking now? It's a range play. So we're going to be checking the first number. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a ground ball to Dorb. His range is a 1. And that is a 3. He can't make the play. It's going to be good for a single. Chris will go over to third. He's waved around to home. He'll go from second to home on a 2-6. That is a 3. And he'll score in a run. It's an RBI single by Aggie, and it puts the Diamondbacks on the board 1-0. Connor Jackson batting a 238. Strategy roll 19. Infield's playing at double play depth. Diamondbacks, nothing to do on strategy. 2-1, column 2, row 1, range play. Back to Chase Field we go. 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a fly ball to Roland. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 3. He'll make the play at the track. And for Roland, he is 6 for 14. Durham, he is 1 for 6 on his range plays. Mark Reynolds batting a 300. Strategy roll is a 3. 2 outs and a runner on first. We add a +1 to the base run rating. Infield at normal depth. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-18. That's a 13. Struck him out. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Diamondbacks. After 1, it's Diamondbacks 1, Giants nothing. We go to the top of the second. Aaron Rowland, John Brokaw, Jose Castillo due up for the Giants. Aaron Rowland batting a .288. 2-2, column 2, row 2, that is a blank. 4-4, column 4, row 4, and that's going to be a fly ball back there to Young. He sees it, makes the catch, and puts one away. John Brokaw batting a .200. 1-5, column 1, row 5, home run chance on a 1-12. The 19 is too high. 1-1, column 1, row 1, pop up. Ogia sees it, makes the catch, and puts 2 away. Jose Castillo batting a .289. 2 up, 2 down. 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout on a 1-12. The 19 is too high. 1-4, column 1, row 4, fly ball back there to Upton. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side. So the Giants go down in order, no runs, no hits, no errors. And that we go to the bottom of the second. Justin Upton, Chris Snyder, Stephen Drew due up. Justin Upton batting a .275. 1-4, column 1, row 4, and that's going to be a strikeout on a 1-22. That's going to be a 14. Struck him out. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Chris Snyder. Snyder batting a .273. And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-18. That's going to be a 16. Struck him out. Stephen Drew batting a .294. 4-3, column 4, row 3, strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 2. Struck him out. And the Giants, and with that, Barry Zito strikes out the side in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. It's 3 up, 3 down. After 2, Diamondbacks 1, Giants nothing. We go to the top of the third. Brian Bocock, Barry Zito, and Fred Lewis due up for the Giants. Brian Bocock batting a .212. 2-1, column 2, row 1, strikeout on a 1-20. That is an 18. Struck him out. And that is going to bring up Barry Zito. Zito, 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. 4-2-2-4, column 2, row 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to Reynolds. He'll make the catch, and that puts 2 away. Top of the order, Fred Lewis. He's 1 for 1 today. Started the game off with a double. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is going to be a walk. Lewis on a 1-9. That is a 7. So we take 1 away for the walks. And then I'll put Lewis on first and keep the inning alive. Randy Durham, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 10, and here is the pitch. Giants nothing do. 5-6, column 5, row 6, strikeout on a 1-12, 16 too high. 6-1, column 6, row 1, and that's going to be a single down to second base. So Brandon Webb being a right-handed pitcher, on the batter card, we look to the right-handed side of that slash. So that's going to move Fred Lewis over to second, but does he pick up the extra base? Does he go to third? He'll advance from first to third on a 3 through 6. That is a 4, and he'll pick up the extra base. Giants with runners on the corner. Strategy roll is an 11. Randy Wynn. 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, strikeout on a 1 to 11. The 14 is too high. 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 5. That's going to be a ground ball to Drew. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for the Giants. We go to the bottom of the third. Brandon Webb, Crispy Young, and Eric Barnes due up for the Diamondbacks. Brandon Webb batting at 300. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 25. That is a 7. Struck him out. And we go to the top of the order, Crispy Young. He's 1 for 1 today with a double and a run. And the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. 5-3, column 5, row 3. That's a double to win. And with that, Chris is on with a double. Eric Barnes, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is at 8. 3-4, column 3, row 4. Strikeout on a 1 to 10. That's a 7. Struck him out. And then put 2 away. Strategy roll 12. Diamondbacks holding off Aggie. 1 for 1 with that RBI. And here's the pitch, 2-2, column 2, row 2, possible error now. On an error check, that's going to be the number in the bracket. Whose error range are we checking? 4-1, column 4, row 1, that's going to be a single to the shortstop. Bocock, his error range is a 0, that's going to be a 9. No error there. Young will go to third, and the hold sign goes up. And with that, runners on the corners. Connell Jackson, 0 for 1, strategy roll 13, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout. On a 1 to 7, the 13 is too high. 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a power hit to win. And that's going to be 5. That's going to be good for a double. And it's off the wall, and with that, Aggie will go to third. Stop sign goes up. 1 run will score. It's an RBI double for Connell Jackson. And the Diamondbacks take a 2-0 lead. Mark Reynolds is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 12, infield normal depth. And here is the pitch. 1-2. Column 1, row 2. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 18, that's a 15. Struck him out. So 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Diamondbacks. After 3, it's Diamondbacks 2, Giants nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Benji Milan, Aaron Rowland, and John Brokaw due up for the Giants. Benji, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 3-1, column 3, row 1, that's a blank. 6-6, Column 6, row 6. It's a ground ball back up to Webb. It's a comebacker. Webb will get it, throw it over to Jackson for out number 1. Aaron Rowland is 0 for 1, and the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's a range play. Whose range are we checking? 2-1, column 2, row 1. Double. That's a double start 2. It's a hard ground ball down the first baseline to Jackson. His range is a 1. That is a 6. And that'll be good for a single. So Rowland is on with a base hit. Jackson is 1 for 6. Rowland's stolen base rating is a 7. Strategy rolls a 1. Giants not sending him. 5-2, column 5, row 2. Strikeout on a 1 to 14. 17 is too high. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That's going to be a pop-up to second base. And that'll be out number 2. Jose Castillo is 0 for 1. Strategy roll 17. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 5. The 16 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Double star 3, and that's going to be a ground ball to Ogia. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Giants. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Justin Upton, Chris Schneider, and Stephen Drew due up for the Diamondbacks. Justin Upton is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a single and a win. His range is on a 1 to 5. That is a 2. Win sees it. He makes the catch. And that puts 1 away. Win is 13 for 14 on range plays. Chris Schneider is 0 for 1. 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a walk on a 1 to 14. That is an 8, and that's going to be good for a walk. So Snyder will trot on down to first. Stephen Drew is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 12. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's going to be a ground ball to Dorham. He'll make the catch. Double play check for Bocock. That's a 0. Ground double play rating of Zito. That is a 0. Ground double play rating is 8-3. We take 1d6. Roll it against that 3, and it is a 4. So if the roll is higher than the ground double play rating, it is a force out. So Schneider is forced out at second, and Stephen Drew is on by fielder's choice. Two outs, runner on first, and Brandon Webb, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 9, and here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1, that is a blank. 4-4, column 4, row 4, that's going to be a double to Lewis. Drew on third, he's waved around home. He will score if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating. It's a -1 from first to home on a double hit out there to left field. That is a 2. That's going to be a 2. And that clears the bases. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks. And we go to the top. And we go to the top of the order. Crispy Young, 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 2 runs. Strategy roll 9. 4-5, column 4, row 5. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 11, that is an 18. 18 too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Ground ball down the third baseline to Castillo. I'll make the catch and retire to the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. After 4, Diamondbacks 3, Giants nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Brian Bocock, Barry Zito, and Fred Lewis due up for the Giants. Brian Bocock 0 for 1 with the strikeout. 2-3, column 2, row 3. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 20, that's a 19. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Barry Zito is up. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 12, that is a 2. Struck him out. That's his 5th strikeout of the game. Fred Lewis, top of the order, 1 for 1 with a double. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That's going to be good for a walk. On a 1 to 9, the 16 is too high. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a base hit into center field. And Fred Lewis is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 20. Anytime a 20 comes up on the strategy roll, it is a pickoff attempt. So Brandon Webb doesn't pick anyone off, but will still show that number. It is a 15. Ryan Durham is 1 for 2 with a strikeout, 3-3. Column 3, row 3, that is a walk. On a 1 to 12, that is a 4. That's in range for the walk. So Durham, Lewis will go to second. Durham is on first. Strategy rolls a 2. It is a steal attempt. They are going to send him. And that is a 14. And Lewis goes to third. Randy Wynn, 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. 4-4. Column 4, row 4. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Chase Field. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a double into center field to Young. He can't make the play in time. 1 run was scored. Durham to third. Does he score? That is a 6. That is a 1. We check the 3, however, on a 6 or higher. Runner advances. Now, Wynn. It's a 2-run RBI double for Randy Wynn. But does Wynn advance? That is a 3. If roll is less than or equal to the trailing runner's BR, he will advance. And that he does. He'll pick up third. The 3 is less than that 5. So just like that, the Giants get back in this game and they cut the lead down to 1. It's 3-2. Benji is up. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 4. Giants holding off. 5-3. Column 5, row 3. That is a blank. 6-1. Column 6, row 1. And that's going to be a single past the shortstop. And with that, the Giants have now tied this game up at 3. Aaron Rowland is 1 for 2 today. Strategy roll is an 18, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 13, the 16 is too high. 5-2, column 5, row 2, and that's going to be a ground ball to the third base, down to second base to Ogia, who will make the catch. and that will retire the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Giants. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Eric Barnes, Aggie Ogia, and Connor Jackson due up for the Diamondbacks. Eric Barnes 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 2-1, column 2, row 1, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Chase Field. 1-4, column 1, row 4. It is a ground ball behind the catcher, and that is, his range is on a 2. That's going to be a 4. It gets by him, and with that, Broco will make it to the base before Milana can toss it down there. And with that, he's 0 for 3 in range plays. They are going to send him for the steal attempt. That is a 6, that's a 7. And it gets him over to scoring position. Aggie Ogia is 2 for 2 with an RBI. 3-1, column 3, row 1, home run chance on a 1-10. The 11 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Fly ball back there. Roland will see it. He'll make the catch. And that puts 1 away. Barnes will hold. Runners on second with less than 2 outs. It's on a fly out to there to center field. Subtract 2. That makes it a 0. Connor Jackson, 1 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. Strategy roll 17. Diamondbacks holding off. The pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. 4-2, column 4, row 2. Ground ball to Bocock. And that is going to be a 6. And that is the out at first. So runners hit on the shortstop. If it beats, it does not. 2 outs, and Mark Reynolds is up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4, strikeout on a 1-8. That is an 8. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on. After 5, we're tied at 3. We go to the top of the 6th. John Brokaw, Jose Castillo, and Brian Bocock due up for the Giants. John Brokaw, 0 for 2, and the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a strikeout. That is a 14. The 20 is too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5, double star 1. It's a ground ball down the first baseline to Jackson. He'll make the catch and put 1 away. Jose Castillo is 0 for 2. 5-6, column 5, row 6, strikeout on a 1-12. The 15 is too high. 3-6. Column 3, row 6. That's going to be a single to Ogia. And with that, Jose Castillo will get on with a single. Taking a look at Brandon Webb, he can face 3 more batters before he's considered tired. Brian Bocock, 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 9. Giants holding off. Here's the pitch. 2-3. Column 2. Row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-20. That's going to be a 4. Struck him out. And that is going to bring up Barry Zito. Zito is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 16. Here's the pitch. 2 outs, 4-5. Column 4. Row 5, that is a blank. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Ground ball up the middle to Webb. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, one hit, no errors, and one left on. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Justin Upton, Chris Schneider, Stephen Drew due up. Justin Upton is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-22. That is a 16. Struck him out. Chris Schneider 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3, strikeout on a 1-18. That is a 17. Struck him out. Stephen Drew is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a run. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1-11, the 15 is too high. 4-2, column 4, row 2. Instead, it's a fly ball back there to Lewis, who will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So the Diamondbacks go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6, we're still tied at 3. We go to the top of the 7th. Fred Lewis, Ryan Doran, and Randy Whitten due up for the Giants. Brandon Webb looking a little bit tired out there. They are going to let him stay on. Top of the order, Fred Lewis, 2 for 2 today with a double, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a blank. 3-4, column 3, row 4. Fly ball back there to Young. And that'll be out number 1. And with that, Brandon Webb is now tired. So with the pitcher being tired now, if the roll comes up to 2, 2-4, or 3-4, he will be pulled. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is going to be a walk on a 1-12. That is a 14. Remember, Dorm is a switch hitter, so he's batting left today. So on the pitcher card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash 1-5, and that's a ground ball to second base to Agia. He'll make the play and put 2 away. Randy Whitten, 1 for 3 with a double, a run, and 2 RBIs. 2-2, column 2, row 2. And there we go. And with that, Wynn is on, and with that, Brandon Webb. And they're going to bring in Leo Rosales. That is his card. So Leo will come in. Comes into the game with a 1.70. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Brandon Webb. He went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.83. Benji Milan, 1 for 3 today with a strikeout and a run. Strategy roll is a 3. They are going to send Wynn. His stolen base rating is a 19. And that is a 10. Now, stolen base rating is, we take a look on the pitcher card, that is a 0. Schneider's pitcher arm is a 0. So we take those numbers and add that and modify the stolen base rating. That is a 19. We take 1d20, roll it against the 19. If it comes up in this highlighted yellow area on a 3-19, if the roll is less than or equal to, it's a stolen base. If it landed on the dreaded 20, the runner would have been thrown out. So tying run, now in scoring position. The go-ahead run, Go-ahead run in scoring position. Benji Milan, 1 for 3. 4-4, column 4, row 4, strikeout. On a 1 to 6, the 14 is too high. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a single to Reynolds. And with that, Wynn goes to third. But as he waved around home, he'll go from second to home on a 5 through 6. That is a 5. And with that, the Giants now have a 1-run lead. Benji Milan, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And, well, Benji is on, and that's going to bring up Aaron Rowland, 1 for 3. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll 19, Giants holding off. 3-5, column 3, row 5, that is a blank. Rolling 6-6, column 6, row 6, that is a single past the shortstop. And with that, Benji will go to second. Rolling on at first. Benji gets the hold sign. And with that, John Brokaw is up. He's 0 for 3 today. Strategy roll is a 10. 4-6. Column 4. Row 6. Home run. That is a home run chance. That is a 0. The 9 too high. 5-1. Column 5. Row 1. That is a single past right field. And with that, Benji will go to third. He's waved around home. Base run rating is a 4. The roll is a 2. It's less than. He'll score. Roland will go to third. And the Giants rallied back. They have a 2-run lead. And that is going to bring up Jose Castro. He's 1 for 3. Strategy roll is a 10. 3-6, column 3, row 6. Range play at Chase Field. Whose range are we checking? 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a single to Young. His range is on a 1 to 4. That is a 6. It is outside of his range. He has to go chasing it. And with that, 1 run will score. Jose is safely on first. John Brokaw to second. The stop sign goes up. It is now 6-3 Giants. Brian Bocock 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Strategy rolls an 11. Giants holding off. Infield in. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 14, that's going to be a 3. And that's going to be good for a walk. And with that, Barry Zito will come up. However, strategy roll is a 20. It is a pickoff attempt. On a 1 to 8, it's a pickoff. On a 9 to 16, it's a pickoff error. It is an 8. It's a pickoff. And Sing, take me out to the ball game. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Leo Rosales, Crispy Young, and Eric Barnes due up for the Diamondbacks. It's like we always say with Inside Pitch, no lead is safe. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound, Barry Zito, coming out. So the call to the bullpen for the Giants being made. And they are going to bring in Sergio Romo. That is his card. Now, Romo has a special K rating. We'll talk about that. When that comes up. Sergio will come into the game with a 1.80 ERA. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Barry Zito, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. And ERA ends up leaving the game with an ERA of a 3.18. So Leo Rosales not going to take the hit here. Instead, they're going to bring in Chris Buke. Buke will pinch hit. Buke batting a .316 as he'll step up. So it's going to be Leo Rosales, Crispy Young, and Eric Barnes due up for the Diamondbacks. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Chase Field. The Giants, 3 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 7th. 6 runs on 12 hits and no errors. Diamondbacks, a run in the 1st, a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. All right, here is the pitch to Chris. 5-5, column 5, row 5, strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 12. Struck him out. And we go to the top of the order. Crispy Young, 2 for 3 today with 2 doubles and 2 runs. The pitch, 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's going to be a wild pitch. It's a foul ball. We're going to re-roll the die. 6-6, column 6, row 6. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? First of all, we check for the special K. That's a 19 on a 1-12, outside of the range. 5-5. Column 5, row 5, it's a ground ball to Bocock. He'll make the catch. Error range, that's a 0. 3 is too high. No error there, and that puts 2 away. Eric Barnes, 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a strike on a 1-10. That is a 7. Struck him out. And the Giants with 3 quick outs retired the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7. It is, well, 2 up. For the Giants, it's Sergio Romo, Fred Lewis, and Ryan Durham due up for the Giants. After 7, it's Giants 6, Diamondbacks 3. We go to the top of the 8th. Sergio Romo, Fred Lewis, Ryan Durham due up. And with that, Juan Cruz going to come into today's game. That is his card. Cruz batting a .370. He's got 1 loss. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 4 walks. A couple changes to their defense. Connor Jackson coming out at first. And they're going to bring in Chris Buke to take over at first. And at left field, Jeff Salazar takes over at left field. So switching those around, they're going to do a double switch there. Sergio Romo can come in to pitch. Let's take a look at the stats here for Leo Rosales. He went 1/3 of an inning and had 4 hits, two runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, an ERA of a 4.73. Brandon Webb went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.09. Sergio Romo not going to take the hit here at the top of the 8th. Scott McClawn will come in to pinch hit. McClawn, no average just yet, but here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Strikeout plus on a 1-24. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that's 1 away, and we go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, 2 for 3 today with a double, a run, and a walk. 5-2, column 5, row 2, strikeout plus. Remember, on those strikeout pluses, we add 10 plus the 2, so we add 12 to that range. That's going to be a 25. That's going to be a 13. Struck him out. And 2 quick outs, and that's going to bring up Ryan Durham. Durham 1 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star, fly ball back there to Young. Now off of the pitcher card on the double star line, you'll take 1d6, roll it against that line, and that's going to be a fly ball to Young in this case. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors. As the Giants go down in order, we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Aggie Ogia, Jeff Salazar, Mark Reynolds due up. And we go back to the bullpen for the Giants. And this time they're going to call on Alex Hinshaw. Actually, they're going to call in Merrick Valdez. That is his card. Valdez will come up. He comes into the game with a 3.91 ERA. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Sergio. He went 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 1.50. He's got to face off against 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the lineup, Aggie Ogia, Jeff Salazar, and Mark Reynolds. And here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4, possible error. 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's going to be a single to Durham. Error range is a 0, 13 too high. And with that, Aggie is on with a base hit. Jeff Salazar is up. He's 0 for 0 today. 3-4, column 3, row 4, strikeout on a 1-16. That's going to be a 13. Struck him out. And they struck out Salazar, and Mark Reynolds will come up. He's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. Are they going to let him take the hit? They are. 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a range play. And whose range are we checking? 5-6, column 5, row 6. It's a single to Durham. And that's going to be a 0. That is a 3. Aggie is on second, but does he advance to third? He'll go from first to third on a 3 through 6. That is a 3, and he'll go to third. So right now the Diamondbacks have runners on the corners. And Justin Upton coming up. And here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1, double star. And that is going to be a fly ball to Lewis. He'll make the catch. That is a failed sacrifice roll. And that is, it's an out, it looks like. That is a 3. The 5 is too high on a 1. Runner quickly out. No other runners advance. Lewis throws it to Milan. And with that, he is forced out at the plate. And he was quickly tagged out trying to score at home. And he is tagged out at home late. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Diamondbacks. After 8, it is Giants 6, Diamondbacks 3. We go to the top of the 9th. Randy Wynn, Benji Millard, Aaron Rowland due up for the Giants. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Let's take a look at the box score of this game so far after 8 have been played here at Chase Field. Giants, 3 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 7th, 6 runs and 12 hits. Diamondbacks, a run in the 1st, a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, 3 runs on 9 hits and no errors. And with that, Juan Cruz tired. And with that, they're going to bring in Tony Penna. Penna is going to come in. That is his card. Penna comes in the game with a 1.50 ERA, no wins, no losses, 1 save. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Juan Cruz, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.25. Top of the 9th, 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the lineup. And here we go. Randy Wynn, 2 for 4 today with a double, 2 runs and 2 RBIs, 3-1, and we start off with a wild pitch. So he smacks it into the stand. Nobody on. We're going to re-roll the dice. 5-3. Column 5, row 3, strikeout. On a 1 to 11, the 14 is too high. 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a single out there into center field. And Randy Wynn is on with a base hit. Benji Milan is up. He's 2 for 4 with a strikeout, a run, and 2 RBIs. And here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Strikeout on a 1 to 6. That is a 1. Struck him out. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Aaron Rowland. 2 for 4 with a run. 4-6, column 4, row 6, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Chase Field. 6-1, column 6, row 1, fly ball to Upton. His range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 6. That's going to be good for a single. And it gets past him and rolls down to the wall. And with that, that is a 6. He will advance. And that puts runners on the corners for the Giants. Roland gets the hold sign, 1 out, and the Giants have runners on the corners. Aaron Brokel is 1 for 4. And here is the pitch. Activity in the Diamondbacks bullpen. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a walk on a 1 to 5. That is a 5, and that's going to be good for a walk. So the bases are loaded as Jose Castillo comes up. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI. They're going to let him take the hit here. 6-3, column 6, row 3. That's a hit by pitch. So Tony will give a +1. That makes it a 3. The roll is a 10. Got out of the way in time. 6-4, column 6, row 4. Fly ball to Young. And that is a failed sacrifice roll, so we are going to use the chart. That is a 4, and that is going to be an equal to. And the Giants now have a 4-run lead. It is 7-3, Giants up by 4. Strategy rolls are turned off, and how we know they're turned off is we take the difference in the score. It's a 4-run game. We take 4, add it to the 9. So 4 plus 9 is 13. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound. Tony Penna coming out. And they're going to bring in Brandon Loyne will come up. That is his card. Loyne will come in to try to close out the inning and get the last out. He's got to face off against Brian Bocock. Brandon Loyne comes into the game with an 8.57 ERA. He's got 1 win and 1 loss, 1 save. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings, allowed 10 hits, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats, Tony Penna went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 2.69. Brian Bocock 0 for 3. Are they going to let Bocock take the hit? Here they are. And here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Strikeout on a 1 to 20. That is a 6. Struck him out. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and 2 left on for the Giants. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Chris Schneider, Stephen Drew, and Brandon Loyne do up. Merrick, Merklin, Velez, done. And they're going to bring in Brian Wilson. For this. Brian Wilson comes into the game with a 9.0 ERA. He's got 1 win and 2 losses. He's picked up 1 save, allowed 4. He's pitched 4 innings, 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Merrick, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 2.73. Merking, sorry. 7, 8, and 9 in the Diamondbacks lineup. They're down by 4. Chris Schneider 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a hit by pitch. That is a 10. Brian will give a +3. The 12, too high. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Fly ball back there to Lewis. He'll see it, make the catch. And that is out number 1. Stephen Drew, 0 for 3. Are they going to let Drew take the hit? They are. Drew, 0 for 3. 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a blank. 6-2, column 6, row 2. And that's going to be a ground ball to Brokel. And that is going to be out number 2. 2 away, Brandon Loyne is up. Not taking a hit. John Whiteshell will come in. Whiteshell batting a .333, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Diamondbacks down to the last out. It's a foul ball. 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a blank. Does he keep the inning alive? 6-6, column 6, row 6. Double star 6. That's a fly ball back to the wind. He sees it, makes the catch. And that's the ball game as the Giants rally back to win this game. Final score 7-3. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Giants as they retired the Diamondbacks in order. Final line score coming right up. What a game. Giants coming back to rally back for the win and splitting the series 7-3. Giants 7 runs on 14 hits and no errors. Diamondbacks 3 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Barry Zito picks up the win. Brandon Webb will get the loss. Barry Zito, 6 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.18. Ryan Wilson went 1 inning, leaves the game with a 7.20 ERA. Brandon Webb picks up the loss, his first loss of the replay, went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.09. Brandon Loyne, the last pitcher up for the Diamondbacks, went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 8.06. So that's going to do it for us here as the Giants will improve to 6-15 and the Diamondbacks drop to 10-10. They go to 500. So that's going to do it for us here at Chase Field. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up. And when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooter007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.